So it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I've been kind of busy a little bit with being an instructor, but mostly just getting my mind right at home and stuff like that, and spending time with the family and just making sure that I'm taking care of myself. So, but big things are happening, quick changes are happening, and I wanted to come up here and just give y'all a little brief and let y'all know what's been going on. I know that back in April, I know I was putting videos up about me being an instructor and me going to the instructor school and all that good stuff, which I did. And I spent time down at the training area being an instructor, teaching 12 Charlie and 12 Bravo engineers that are here on my duty station. Once they complete basic training, then they go to the AIT portion of their training. That's when they come down to us at my training area and we instruct them on how to do the certain bridges with their MOS, right? So I did that I started that back in April. I was just a regular instructor. Come to find out, maybe 2 months after I had got down there, that I needed to step up and take the senior instructor position. So that gave me a new job title, more responsibilities. I'm not gonna say they were new responsibilities, but more also, along with my regular instructor responsibilities. So that was a good thing for me, just getting that experience, being in a staff sergeant, or being in a sergeant first class position as a staff sergeant. I thought it was cool. And, with me, as long as I've been a staff sergeant, sometimes people say, it's your time. Really, your time doesn't really matter too much. However long it takes you to do it, you should try to progress quickly. But for some, it takes a little bit longer. And as a staff sergeant, I'm one of those ones who it took a little bit longer to progress to get promoted to sergeant first class. But the list did come out of who's gonna get promoted, and in order of merit. Probably shared this with y'all before. My number is 16. In September, the list came out for the promotions for October. They promoted numbers 4 through 15, but they only promoted 7 of those. So that being said, my number is 16, so I'm the next one to step up and get promoted. Now, the promotion list of who's going to get promoted next comes out every single month. This one that just came out, they gave a projection of promoting 7 staff sergeants to sergeant first class for the first quarter of the year. So when we talk about fiscal year, the first quarter is October through December. So January was going to be the second quarter. That being said, they already promoted their first 7. I'm not thinking that I'm going to get promoted again until January, right? But while I'm down at my training area being an instructor, the site non-commissioned officer in charge let me know that the unit that I was at before I went to the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy, he said it, the unit that I was at before I went to start my time on the trail, they got a sergeant first class position opening up there. Now, I don't know how it got through the grapevine to who it got to, but it was suggested to me that I should go and volunteer to take up this platoon sergeant position. I was told that, with me being a staff sergeant and I'm in an E4 position, I'm in an E7 position. As a staff sergeant in an E7 position, but as a staff sergeant that's an instructor, me being an instructor right now is not gonna look good. It's not gonna do that much to help me get promoted to sergeant first class. Being a staff sergeant in a sergeant first class position as a platoon sergeant is probably going to benefit me more. That's what I was told. So I agreed to go take the sergeant first class position at this new unit. Got my flu shot today, by the way, y'all. But I volunteered to go ahead and take this next position. It was me and another person. A big shout out to my battle buddy, who also went to meet with Sergeant Major just as I did, to see who would be chosen, I guess, or who would be more fit, I guess you want to call it, to take on this platoon sergeant position. So we both had a meeting with the battalion sergeant major. The battalion sergeant major spoke to the first sergeant and left it up to the first sergeant to choose out of the 2 which one he wanted to be the next staff sergeant to come and take this platoon sergeant position. And it came down to it that I was chosen. I hope it doesn't, man. But it came out that I was chosen to take on this platoon sergeant position, right? Thank you. So today, y'all, was my first day back to my unit that I was at before I started my time on the trail. Now, I haven't started my platoon sergeant time yet, my platoon sergeant position just yet. There's still a couple people who got to move and do this and that and all that good kind of stuff. So right now I'm kind of observing how the company's doing things and stuff like that. I did go and conduct PT with them today. I just got with second platoon. I just went and got with any platoon, and I just went and did PT. We ran. It was a good run. I feel good, man. I wanted to come up here to tell y'all, that I'm getting ready to take the next step in leadership and progression, right? Taking the next step. I think it's kind of cool that I'm going to be a staff sergeant, but I'm still going to be a platoon sergeant at the same time. And to be honest with y'all, man, it's exciting. It's exciting for me, which is strange because normally things like this would make me anxious and nervous. But as I get to the unit today and I run into a couple familiar faces, of course, there's a platoon sergeant that's there. That was one of my previous section sergeants. Even though she was a staff sergeant and I was a staff sergeant also, she outranked me. So she was, the leader in charge of me, but it was good to see her again. She's now sergeant first class. I've even seen, with me being an instructor in my MOS, and then of course we got to send the soldiers off to their units. So I get to my unit today and I notice a familiar face, one of the younger soldiers, E2, that I just got done. We just got done training them up and instructing them on how to build bridges and stuff like that. It's probably been maybe 2 weeks since I last seen this trainee. Not really a trainee anymore. He's a soldier, right? But it's been about 2 weeks since I seen him. Literally, my last cycle, I say my second to my last cycle because we've had a cycle for 2 or 3 days before I actually left. But this soldier was there, trained them all up. Probably one of the last days in October. We just sent them back to their unit and they completed all their training for the 12 Charlies. But now I'm at my new unit, my old new unit, and I see him again there. So it was kind of cool just to see, that, or just to know that there was a soldier that I impacted and he's now at my same unit. He gets to see me out of the realm of an instructor and more of, one of the non-commissioned officers in charge of things around in the new company. Yeah, it is crazy seeing my students. Crazy thing about it is there were sergeants that reclassed and that were prior service that were with this last cycle that we had while I was instructor. And now, right now, they're on hometown recruiting, but they are going to be at my new unit in a few weeks. So yeah, it is going to be kind of crazy, man. It is going to be kind of crazy to see these new guys, that I just got done instructing a few weeks ago. But it's cool to see the familiar faces. I even see some soldiers that couple ranks under me or whatever the case may be that I've known from previous units, and now they're promoted and they're leading their NCOs now. At first, being an E5, when I was an E5 and even beginning to be an E6, I didn't know what it would feel like to see, like the lower enlisted come up in the ranks, and it just really feels good. Like I knew them when they were E3, E4 before they were NCOs. I seen them when they were freaking nervous when they had to lead PT, and they were, just kind of. But it's crazy because now I see their confidence and their comfortability, and I see their leadership, how they are. You know what I'm saying? They're so comfortable, like they're where they belong at this time. So I don't know, man. It's just cool to see some of these old soldiers that I used to work with now stepping up. They're now in, leadership positions. It's crazy to see the trainees that I knew that are now soldiers and they're now at their active duty units and stuff like that. And like I said, man, it's exciting. It's exciting for me knowing what's coming next for me to be a platoon sergeant, man. Like I said, it's just different for me right now because I would normally be pretty nervous and pretty anxious about, the new things that's coming up. And I'm just not right now, man. I don't know. Maybe here in the near future, I'm going to start feeling something or some kind of task is going to come up. Hey, Sergeant Lynch, you got to go do this or blah, blah, blah. Maybe I will. I don't know, man. I hope not. I hope I don't. But yeah, I'm just kind of living in the moment right now. Back at my old new unit, my new old unit. So I'm back and, I don't know, man. It feels good. It feels good. And I just want to get up here, come through and let y'all know I got some things happening. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage of, you know, what goes on in the ForceCom active duty army. We'll see what happens. But yep, I'm moving on, man. Hopefully my instructor badge is on its way. Hopefully I filled out all my paperwork and did all my assessments and things that I had to do in order to get my instructor badge. And I think, you know, once the paperwork gets cleared, they're just gonna let me know, hey, paperwork's cleared, you can get it, and then I can start rocking my badge. So good things, man. But anyway, thank y'all for coming through, man. I'm about to get up off of here. Y'all stay focused, motivated. It's your boy Sergeant Lynch. I'm out of here. Deuces. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon, man. Yeah.